And we're live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Boogie Talk. I'm your host, Tone.
Whoa. Boogie Talk. It's Boogie Chat. And you are most definitely not our host.
I'm not hosting this shit,
No, you're not hosting this. You're on our channel.
but I'm getting paid for this, right?
You're most definitely not getting paid. I'm not even getting paid for this.
Okay, whatever. I guess I'll do this shit pro bono. That's fine. But seriously, dude, thanks for thinking of me for something like this. When I saw the first episode come out, I right away thought, like, if these motherfuckers don't ask me.
No, we definitely had to have you on. You know, definitely where the music started, so it's only right.
So I guess I should say that I'm Tone, Antonio, you guys' older brother.
Oldest brother, yeah.
Julian. So I've played with you guys a couple of times, and we've done some things, and we definitely always are creating music and doing it up every time we do. And pretty cool and pretty awesome for me, like being on the standby, kind of just watching you guys get better and playing more and more. And not only are you playing more and more, but you're also seeming to get better every time that you play, whether it's doing your original songs, the cover songs that you guys do, and just the dynamics that you bring to the live shows. It's really not only inspiring, but it makes me proud as an older brother to be able to see you guys go out and do your thing and just represent who you are and us as a family very well.
Well, thank you very much. That means a lot. Definitely trying hard, man. I mean, you get a group of people together and you guys have, you know, a common interest of just making the music, and it
seems like everybody knows how to do their part well too, so that's always nice as well. Like,
for sure. Absolutely. You get a bunch of dedicated musicians, it's incredible what you can accomplish. But on that topic, I wanted to talk about if the gear that musicians are using, if that matters. Like, what kind of gear, you know, what did you start off? What was the first guitar you had when you started off as a guitar player?
The first guitar that I had, I guess it was kind of a weird situation because, like, I remember I was 15, I was 14, going to be 15 years old, and I had stepped outside of the house, and, you know, I was always a curious little kid trying to figure out what the hell I could do and what I could get into, so it was always eyes open, eyes peeled kind of thing. And one day when I had gone outside into our yard, I saw that my neighbor was throwing primer on a guitar body, and I was like, what the fuck? You know, so I went over there, of course, being the little kid that I was, and I asked him, are you painting guitar? And he goes and tells me, yeah, I'm actually making guitar. I found a couple pieces of scrap cedar from a old I don't remember if it was like a staircase or whatever, but he was making a guitar out of that, and I thought that was the coolest thing because to me, guitars were like just teleported into reality. They were there was not a creative process behind building them. But yeah, I had asked him about that. He told me, yeah, he was making one. I thought that was super cool. So I sat there pretty much up his ass the entire time, despite him being a very, like, you know, far neighbor. He wasn't really involved in anything that was going around around the neighborhood. So he painted it up, and he was putting it all together, letting me know everything that was going on. And he showed me his at the time, I think he had some kind of American Telecaster. It was definitely $1,000 or more, you know what I mean? It was a very nice Fender Telecaster, USA made. And that was, I guess, kind of technically my first guitar, because that day he showed me what a guitar was. He showed me a little bit of what it could do, and like, he by no means was any virtuoso guitar player. He was not fucking shredding on that thing, but he knew a couple of chords and he knew the music that he liked. So with that, I was inspired. He let me take that thing back to the house, and I had it with me for fucking weeks, you know, that and a Fender Frontman amp, just a little 15-watt Frontman amp. I guess I played that for a couple of weeks until my 15th birthday, and I think it was just a couple of days after my 15th birthday that he asked me to come over to his house and bring the amp and the Telecaster back, and I thought, damn. He's taking it back, but okay, you know, it's his. Like, I'm going to give it back to him. But it wasn't until, like, I had put it back in the case, grabbed the amp, and I walked into his house that And this is the first time going into his house as well. I don't condone going into strangers' houses if they say they got guitars or candy, anything like that. Okay.
Yep.
But I went into his house, and on the table, I'd seen that he had finally finished that guitar that he was painting. And it was beautiful black with gold flake in the paint. And then as I look up, he had a couple of things that he had airbrushed onto there. One of them being a gold scorpion with red eyes. And like by the stinger, it was it had like little red flares, you know what I mean? Just a little shininess to bring out the stinger. But then towards the horn of the guitar, I could see that there was a A and a C airbrushed into it with the gold paint as well. And it was so beautiful. It was so awesome to see that. And when he told me that I could take it, that was the one that was going to be mine, that was my first guitar right there. It wasn't like I had a fucking
Gibson Les Paul.
Nothing like that. My daddy didn't leave me anything. I didn't inherit any guitar from my grandpa, nothing like that. So the first guitar that I had was an unbranded kind of Telecaster, Stratocaster hybrid.
A mix between the two.
Really cool. It was really, really cool. I still have it to this day. It's in a couple of pieces right now because I want to refinish it and put some paint on it because after, 17 years of owning it, it took quite a bit of damage. So that was my first guitar. Then I guess the next guitar that I got after that was just a simple Squier Stratocaster. One of those ones that's like, I don't even remember if it was like a 70s reissue or whatever, but it had the big headstock on it, had the big body. Like it was just that. So my introduction to guitars and owning them wasn't anything glorious. Definitely, again, there was no hand-me-downs. There was none of that. So with the guitar that I had, though, like by the time that that guitar had crossed my laps, I had already been really involved listening to like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Who else?
Guns N' Roses. No?
Guns N' Roses was a big one. Metallica was a big one. Like I remember just sitting in the basement and just listening to Metallica, and which is really weird because like I don't feel like that comes through in any of my style of playing, but definitely inspired to play guitar because of hearing people like that, bands like those.
I can definitely remember you in your room though, and I remember the booklet you had of Guns N' Roses and that cool ass logo they had on their, just logo in general, I guess. But I also remember you had what would you say was the guitar that you really felt like you learned a lot of stuff on? Because you've had probably a fucking 100 guitars at this point, you know what I mean? If not more, of just different styles, different shapes, different models, different makes. So it's like, I mean, I've seen you with Explorers, I've seen you with a Les Paul, with Flying V, with Telecasters, Squiers, SG. Like you've had plenty of instruments. Like, what do you think is like? Does the name brand matter? Does it just matter to have an instrument in general? Does the size of the strings matter? Does the pickups matter? Like, does what's in your hand does that contribute to how you learn, or is it just kind of, is it kind of I don't know, just a conduit to allow you to push those feelings through? You know what I mean? Like,
so recently I was like scrolling through YouTube the other day, and I had come across this video that John Mayer had, like, it was like a short of John Mayer's where he was talking about how like what really matters is when you pick up a guitar and you can't put it down.
Exactly. I've seen that same clip.
So for me, like, I don't know, like I've always liked like acoustic style, this kind of things, you know what I mean? Like I really love like Chili Peppers, like what's it, like Soul to Squeeze, things like that, you know what I mean? Where you can really hear the acoustic guitar strumming through. But of course, hearing the was it like James Taylor, the what's his name? The guy that sings the fucking song Upside Down. Jack Johnson. Guys like those, you know what I mean? Really, I was really heavy into because I don't have like a very powerful voice. So it's hard enough for me to sing, and like acoustic songs like that or like the songs that they produce are just easier for me to jam with. So for me, the most inspiration that I've gotten from a guitar has always been an acoustic. That's where like all my songwriting starts, and like where I feel it's just a little bit more forgivable. You know what I mean? As opposed to when you have an electric guitar plugged up to an amp. You know, you're not
You
going
almost
to be
feel
able
obligated.
to play the right note every
Mhm.
single time, and you're
Mhm.
not. It's unforgiving when you do hit the wrong ones.
For
You know.
sure.
But with the acoustic, if you're just strumming away, I mean, you can have a lot of fun without
It's
making it sound like
conversational almost. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, it just flows out, not
Yeah.
really forced.
So for me, I definitely don't think that gear matters because for one reason, like I've written a lot of songs and I have a bunch in the bank yet, but everything that I've ever played has always been on a cheap guitar, and I've always found a way to make a jam out of it to where people are like, "Oh yeah, I like that," like, and they can sit and listen to it and vibe with it or whatever. Or other musicians that want to come and play with it because they like what they're hearing. Never on expensive gear. I have a pedal board that I paid like $100 for. Most of my guitars are pretty cheap. Like I don't have any name brand guitars right now. You know what I mean? Like shit. I mean, even the PA system that I have is just custom. You know what I mean? It's not like custom made. It's like custom to brand, which is relatively cheap. You know, it's definitely affordable. So for me, it's never gotten in my way of like, oh, I need a Gibson, or oh, I need a Fender, or I need a Marshall, or I need a fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just
It's like someone has a guitar. Where is it?
It's what do I need?
Yeah.
I need a PA. Okay, let's see what's cheapest. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I'm not saying that's the right way to go all the time, but it doesn't hold you back if that's the way that you got to go at the moment. You know,
how many times have you seen those videos of kids in wherever around the world?
Yeah, like Africa and shit.
And they're playing on just nothing, and they sound fantastic.
But yet they play better than the musicians that have the nice gear.
That have the nice gear, that have all the lights, they have all the sound, they have all the
stage presence, they have the whatever.
Shit, and it's like, how do these kids that have absolutely nothing sound just as good, if not better, than the people that have thousands of dollars worth of equipment?
I would argue on the side of better, just because like to them it's not about being flashy and looking good. It's just about getting the sound out, which is exactly how like I like my music as well. Like the songs that I write, they're not difficult. If somebody were to sit down and watch me for a session, they'd probably be able to find out all my songs. And if they recorded the lyrics, they'd have it even easier. You know what I mean? But sometimes I think that it's a little bit silly to get too caught up on that to where it blocks your creative freedom. You should be able to pick up anything that you want to, be it a fucking trumpet, a drum set, a bass, a guitar, whatever it is, and not have to worry about, oh, it's not a $6,000 one. Like I'm never going to play good. Don't let that ever get into your head. Definitely, if you can at least learn what you got to do on a cheap one, when you get a nice one, it's going to sound even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't let it hold you back that you don't have the nice fucking half stack and the whatever. Just play what makes you happy. Make sure that you're always doing that, and then let that flow over into your like writing as well. Just because you don't have the cool fucking hooks like the Chili Peppers doesn't mean that your song isn't good.
Absolutely.
And just because you can't play bass like Flea doesn't mean that you can't play. So definitely, I don't think that gear really matters. Of course, there are some things that are higher end and higher dollar that you will get your bang for your buck. I'm not trying to say that doesn't happen. What I'm trying to say is that you don't need all these bells and whistles to fucking play a song. You could play a song with your fucking hands if you wanted to. Like,
man, back in the day with freaking slavery and shit, they were just singing in the fields. That's where a lot of these grooves come from.
You think about the blues and the soul and that shit.
That's where a lot of this stuff comes from, is from the fields, man.
Without trying to be racist or anything.
No, not being racist at all, just being true to where the music originates from. Like, it comes from the struggle. It comes from the pain of, not being free.
So it puts the soul into a song.
Exactly.
Having the emotion to back that up.
So, but yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think people need to have these name brand things the same way that you don't need to have name brand clothes to look good.
Right.
Right. Like, you don't need to have a name
fucking
brand
smile, dog.
car to look fresh.
Yeah.
Like, just keep it clean. You don't have to, wash your car every once in a while. Like, take the trash out of it. Boom, there you go. You got a nice car.
Right.
It's not about
keep it clean.
Yeah.
Treat it right.
It's not about,
as long as it does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it's not about what it is. It's about how you think of it and how you treat it and how you apply it, like.
dude. Because I've seen some. I've actually personally met some people who I think are far greater guitar players than myself, but they don't maintain their guitars.
Yeah.
You know, they're just fucking.
Like how?
They're
And
dirty.
they
They're
have
fucking.
these name
The
brand
action's
guitars.
high. The fucking strings are all on
Yeah.
levels. Like, dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. If it, like, again, that might be the same mindset where like you don't need to have it all in fucking tune. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just to make a song good. No, if you're that good and you can play with it shitty, imagine how much better you'd play with it set up
Clean,
right,
and yeah.
cleaned up, like, and you would look more professional and just.
Which, quick sidebar on that. What's your take on dirty guitars on stage?
Bro,
Clean your fucking guitar.
you're there to perform. You wouldn't go there with ketchup on your shirt, right?
Right,
Why
like-
would you have fingerprints in your guitar? Or why would you have dust under everywhere?
Yeah, just
Bro, like, tell me right now. We'll add the link in the bio. If you need me to fucking clean your guitar for you, please, before a show, I would love to do that for you. I'll even give the first one free, okay?
absolutely.
But please take the time to clean the guitar. Because then, how many times have you been in a show and you've seen somebody that you like playing and they have a beautiful fucking guitar, like a 59 Les Paul,
Yep.
and it's all fucking dusty and
Yeah.
beat up, and it's like, okay, well, maybe not even beat up. It's just dirty.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I see
it doesn't pop the same way that it
doesn't.
does when
It
the
doesn't.
fucking thing has a
Nope.
glare on it from the lights. You know, especially if you're playing someplace that has beautiful lights, like it just amplifies how beautiful your guitar looks when you have the fucking thing clean.
See, my favorite videos to watch of music from back in the day are back in the day, like the 70s, the 80s videos of VHS.
Where
you
picture quality is
you
shit.
see the picture quality is garbage, but as soon as that clean-ass guitar hits that reflection,
You
dude,
know.
it blinds the camera and it leaves a stain there for a second. It slowly fades or leaves a trail. It's like, oh, that's so awesome, you know? Like,
And it makes you appreciate it more. It looks more like a jewel than a fucking shiny
yes.
rock.
But you don't
know?
get that from a dirty guitar.
That's what I'm saying.
You get that from that polished,
Definitely.
maintained, just crisp, clean.
But not just not just the guitars though. I mean, the bass should have that. You should,
Mhm.
if you have brass, you should be cleaning up the brass. Your
Even
drum
the
set
drums.
should like just everything like right away. Just be presentable. Look fucking ready. Look like you're excited to do what you're about to do, and then bring the energy to match. You
I
know?
will say, I see a lot of cover bands that show up and they all play fantastic. They play a great show, a fantastic show. They blow the fucking world away, right? But not everybody's always dressed similar or dressed coherently to each other, you know, and sometimes somebody's wearing a hoodie, sometimes somebody's wearing a dress shirt, sometimes somebody's wearing a t-shirt, sometimes somebody's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. It's
Jesus sandals.
like, dude, we need to just listen. The image of a band, it matters, because if people don't enjoy your sound, at least you guys are nice to look at, you know, like at least
Yeah.
the lights are hitting your outfits good and your guitars are nice and polished and you guys are entertaining. You know, I may not like the style, but no, I can sit and watch you because you're, you know, not like you're so handsome and you're so, no. It's just, if you
There's-
look clean, you look good.
There's
You
a
know?
reason why there's uniforms to like sports, to
And
police officers, to
corporations and
military,
shit, yeah.
corporate, you know, so
Whatever.
like, or not even so much corporate because everybody's
Corporations, yeah,
wearing
I know,
suits
yeah.
and shit,
That
but
shit, that's boring.
there's a reason why there's uniforms.
Exactly.
It's because, okay, now you know how to identify those people.
For sure.
If you don't all fucking look like stars,
Mm-hmm.
you're just going to blend in with the people that are fucking with their drunk uncles. You know what I mean? Like, so be presentable, look good. If we're going on a side tangent here, talking
Yeah.
about something else, like, yeah, if we're on stage, you should look presentable
Yeah.
and look almost uniform if you can, or
Mhm.
have some kind of
For
a
the
theme
most-
so that way
for
you
the
guys are
most part.
identified. You know what I
If
mean?
it's formal, it's formal.
You
If
don't
it's
have to wear a
semi-formal, it's
tux.
Semi-formal,
You don't
yeah.
have
If
to-
it's
whatever.
casual, it's casual.
But have a general theme so that you
Yes.
guys look together and you guys look the part of being on
Mhm.
stage.
Because if everyone's dressed with hoodies, it's like, oh, this is kind of an underground looking indie kind of thing.
Yeah.
you know?
Are you guys rapping tonight, or
Yeah.
are we having a
Everyone's
cipher?
dressed in suits. You're like, I'm expecting a professional sound here.
Not just that, but these guys are probably classically trained. So I mean,
Exactly.
dress your part.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you're not a bum. If you're going to be on stage playing for people, you're not a bum. Don't dress like a bum.
Yeah, comb your hair, dress nice.
Have yourself look nice and presentable, along with your crew, your team, your band, but also have your instruments look like they're properly cared for. Like you give a shit about the craft that
Mhm.
you you're doing, that you fucking drive to fucking, you know what I mean, like to get done. You're making the music for a reason, or you're playing covers for a reason. You like the music, right? So make it seem like you like what you fucking do. That way it's like, okay, this guy looks like a bum and he doesn't take care of his guitar. Why the fuck is he on the stage? He's been practicing on his couch. You know what I mean? Like,
which I will say that people that I do see that, play fantastic, but may not all dress the part. It's like, if there's no denying the music is not the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? But people who don't have the attention span to sit through a 3-hour show, you know what I mean? They need something stimulating to freaking look at. Otherwise, they're going to wander around the room and eventually get bored and have to leave, So if the entertainers can keep the attention by not only sounding good, but looking the part and, everybody's looking clean and coherent to each other, to me, it doubles the experience,
Definitely sets a professional tone. But with that along, you also want to think about, like, in between songs, song changes and shit, like cutting that time down or just going right into the fucking next song. Just be prepared all the way around, from the way you look to the way that you play to like your stage presence, your crowd work, like. But I should probably preface that by saying I'm not a professional musician.
I was gonna say we should get to that.
I have a playlist of over 7,000 songs on my Spotify alone that like I just listen to on a routinely basis. I just constantly, music is playing for me.
But you
from
also,
the moment that I wake up to the moment that I go
watch plenty of
sleep.
live shows though,
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm a music fan through and through. So like when I see people doing, it's like, I'm like, okay, these guys look sharp, or they look their part, and look at how fucking nice their equipment looks. They the nice shit that they have, they'll put it like in the fucking center stage so you can look at it, and then you see them all. They got their nice uniforms on, or they're properly dressed, like within a similar theme that makes them look like the same band. You know what I mean?
I always appreciate when you tell me about those things. You're like, I just saw this band and here's some of the things I noticed. Or you're like, here's something that they did that I think that you should do, because it looks clean, or it just works.
But I'm saying that from somebody that's a fan, that's just sitting back there. It's just like, I'm in the crowd. I'm like, holy shit. Like that was really good. That was effective.
You witness it from the crowd experience. And it's like, as a consumer of the music, this is what I thought was really cool about the performance. And not stealing, but definitely just...
Yeah, but the things, an idea is an idea, right? Everybody can have their own version of the same idea as well. So for me, it's like, not like you should do this exact thing. Conceptualize that.
Yeah.
Find the parts that make that thing big, that make that thing memorable.
And then make it special to you.
And then make it yours.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to be original with it. So for me, I think that, like, even if you have like a similar concept to somebody else, or if you take a concept from somebody else but then you make it your own, that's still original to me. Because you think about like all the fucking songs that are going on the radio right now and whatever the hell, all that shit is sampled. Even the stuff that was back from the fucking early 2000s was being sampled from shit from the fucking 70s and 80s. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe even earlier than that, depending on like how hardcore you go into rap, right?
For reals.
But with all these ideas that keep coming up, I look at this kind of like with the Bruce Lee mentality. As you know, I'm also a martial artist. Brown belt in jiu-jitsu, boxing since I was 7, I think, maybe even 6, as early as I can remember. Been competitive. I've always been a student of life and whatever it can offer me. If it's better understanding of myself through martial arts, is it better expression of myself through music? Different things that like kind of help me. Better understanding of my body and its movements and how to control it. I love that kind of things. I love those kinds of things, and I need to be stimulated by things like that I can dig deep into. So when it comes to seeing different people's styles, I think about it like with the Bruce Lee mentality, where the best style is no style. It's a little bit of everything, but that's unique to you, that works for you, because somebody who's 300 pounds isn't going to fight the same way as somebody who's 125 pounds or 150 pounds. You know what I mean? There's different mindset. There's different dynamics with the body weights and like how you can manipulate your strength and angles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when I see different musicians doing cool things on stage, yeah, I'm going to take a piece of that. I don't have to do the whole fucking thing, but like the things that I liked about it, I'm going to emphasize on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I try to bring to you. Not just to clarify, it's not just to copy this. It's like do something with this idea.
Yeah.
You know, like this was really cool the way that they fucking stopped like this and then the lights came, whatever the hell the situation is. You know what I mean?
Which I understand that, obviously. But, But it's nice, like I say, to hear that type of feedback from somebody who sits in the crowd of other bands and who enjoys a bunch of live music, you know?
And I genuinely am a fan of the Boogie Train.
Thank you.
I like the original music you guys have. I mean, how many times do I tell you, Jules, you got to do Exit Science or record Exit Science for me? That's like, dude, again, a guy with over 7,000 songs on a playlist that listens to religiously is a fan that deep of your music and that song specifically that I wish it was on my playlist on Spotify. I wish it was on my thing. So please, for me, get on that. But the fact that I get to hear that song live every time that I ask for it, or like sometimes I get the videos of it, like, dude, I love it. I just love that song so much. I love the solo. I love the lyrics. I love the flow.
Thank you.
Like that and X-Jet. Those are like two polar opposite songs.
I agree.
And you guys are very dynamic and you guys play a lot of cool stuff. And you also have like a lot of energy and just this presence about you guys when you play that just, it feels like I'm happy to be there. It's not just I'm there to be supportive as a big brother. I'm there because I genuinely want to be there. And I get to see these and I get to feel these things because I genuinely appreciate them. It's not just you guys are always going to be my little brothers and I'm always going to love and support you guys, however, but you also have to understand that I can put myself apart from just being your big brother and being proud of you to just looking at you as like on an artist level. If you were in my playlist, if you came across my stuff, I would be like, what's this? Like, oh shit, this guy's fucking soloing pretty good. All right. And then I'd find myself dancing to your music and stuff. So I just want to let you know that when I come to you about music things, it's not your older brother that's coming to you. It's a fan, it's a friend, it's somebody who just wants better or appreciates what you already have. You know what I mean? So,
well, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. That's a huge compliment. Well, then that puts us on the segue here then. You know, you've heard us play original, you've heard us play covers. You know what I mean? A lot of times the band feels like we play our originals stronger because, at least for me, when I think about covering songs, like when somebody writes a song, they write a song because they're moved by a certain thought process and they're moved by certain feelings that cause them to put that into a physical form, right? So if you write a song that's about something that I don't even know, I can't even relate to that, right? How am I supposed to play that song from the same place that you play that song? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That I feel like that definitely is a big thing that separates like the good cover bands to like the bad cover bands, where good cover bands, like, they know every note. You know what I mean? There's no changing it savvy. It's better for them. They just practice that one fucking song, or I mean, probably multiple songs, but they work really hard on that one song. That way, every note is right. A bad cover band finds the groove and then goes from the groove and just tries to do their own fucking thing, right? But just because you're a bad cover band doesn't mean you're a bad band, okay? You don't need to be, in my opinion, I prefer original music. Unless you can do the song exactly like the album, I would rather hear what you can do creatively yourself, you know? Unless I know that when I hear somebody play fucking, you know, Freebird by Leonard Skinner, that every note's going to get hit and everybody's going to be playing.
You know where the parts are. You know where the changes are. You're expecting them.
Right. If you're not going to do that,
don't play that song.
You don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, just
Play your own thing if
There's
you're
so
going to
many
change it
people.
up.
I feel. I mean, personally, I haven't met them, but I just believe in my heart that there's got to be more people out there that appreciate genuine, original music that maybe it's even inspired by something. You know what I mean? Like I definitely feel like I was heavily inspired by Chili Peppers when it comes to blues music, like Tab Benoit and like for me, John Frusciante, Tab Benoit, and BB King. They were like the big guys that like really made me be like, okay, the guitar can kind of do what you want it to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So when you work on playing a song that is made by somebody else and maybe even your gear sounds off, that's another thing too. But you should be able to, if you can cover and play like other people, you should be able to make something for yourself too. And I would be more interested in hearing that than to hear a copy of a song, you know?
Yeah.
Or fucking take a part of it and like sample it, you know, just give the shout out at the end or what. I don't know how that works legally, but
exactly. Yeah.
It's just, if as a fan and as a person sitting in the crowd, like I think that somebody that can be playing these intricate songs should be able to like put something together in their head with the concept. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of surprising how many people don't.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of fantastic cover bands.
Dude, you know how many like really good guitarists I've met that just can either, it seems like it's one or the other. Like either they can't write a fucking song, which I mean, no shame, right? It's just everybody's different.
Yep.
Or they can, or because they can play like a motherfucker, or they can play like a motherfucker when they know the song, but if they're just trying to do something on the spot or on the fly, it's just not there. Which blows my mind away.
Yeah, it's like you have this whole structure. You got this whole game.
I was so impressed by the way that you could do all these chord changes. You understood everything. You know what I mean? Like, and how intricate you could be with whatever the hell that you wanted to. But yet, when we got to the part where you just do what you want, you didn't know what to do.
So now, I think
weird.
It is weird. I think that all ties into how people learn the guitar. Because I will say, I think that you learn the guitar a little bit differently than the way I learned the guitar. Like when I look at these song books and I look at chords and all that shit, I'm not going to lie to you. I get a little bit confused by diagrams. And yeah, I'm talking about like tab. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have to look at the fingers and I have to translate it a second. And it takes me a little bit longer than just looking at somebody's hand on what they're doing. I'm like, oh, you're doing that. You know what I mean? And
you have to understand that that wasn't an option for me.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is like the difference in the way that people learn certain things is I think the difference in the way people apply certain things. Where if you learn from books, you can do this and that, right? Where if you learn from sounds and you learn from improvising, somebody plays something and you find the key and it's like, all right, we're there. You know what I mean? But if you only can read tab and you only know, you know, songs or chords by name, you know what I mean? And you don't know them by whatever, like whatever, you know what I mean? People learn differently. And I feel like that causes them to apply that knowledge differently than people who obviously learn differently than that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's an obvious statement, but it's like,
so
if you learn by ear, you're going to play differently than somebody who learns by looking and by sight and by reading music. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like us improvising, well, not me and you specifically, but somebody who, because me, I learned by ear and I learned by looking at the guitar neck and what you guys were doing at an early age. You know what I mean? And then played your shit when I wasn't supposed to. You know what I mean? When you guys are gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
But then coming back and it's like me being able to translate that from just looking at it and then on my own time finding these chords and learning these songs. It's like, that's a lot different than somebody who can sit down with a book. And because to me, when I look at paper, like for whatever reason, it just...
Yeah, it might be the ADHD.
It fucking hits me like a baseball bat. I'm like, wow, I can't do this. Like it hurts. It hurts, you know. Unfortunately, it shouldn't, but it does sometimes.
When you're playing basic songs, it's pretty fucking easy. It works. It works really nice because you see those little fucking 3 dots like this. It's gonna be a fucking D.
Yeah,
you know. You see the fucking 4 dots like this. It's gonna be a C, C sharp, whatever. So, I didn't have the same option of being able to look at somebody else play. It was, I had to go into tabs because at the time it was like, I mean, we were kids. We didn't have a lot of money for like Wi-Fi for phones, you know, smartphones and shit. And of course, those weren't as available as they are now today, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
So they were, some people did have them, right?
Yeah.
Could get on the internet and do whatever the hell they wanted to on there. For me, it was, I had to go to school and I had to go there with the idea of what songs I was going to print out so I could get onto like guitartab.com, print out the fucking tabs, and then bring them home to play them.
Yeah.
That's how I learned Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
That's how I learned like, what was it? Like some Metallica songs, you know what I mean? One, Sanitarium, like things like that. Because I had to go to school to print those fucking things out so I could read them. Otherwise, nobody around me was playing guitar.
Yeah.
I had to fucking do that. I had to go out of my way to fucking get to that shit. You know what I mean? I've been trying to put you guys on the fucking game with so many songs for so long. It feels like I brought up. You're laughing right now because you know it's true. I've brought up so many damn songs, dude, and I can't even start with them. That all of a sudden, like 6 years after I've told you about them, 7 years after I've told you about them, where I'm like, bro, listen to this, and you're like, and then all of a sudden,
I'm like, yo, look at this cool song I found.
You motherfucker. Do you remember on your 14th birthday, I told you were awesome, and I believed in you, and I showed you this song? So, like, I just feel like there's so many times where I've brought an idea to you that to anybody that I fucking actually honestly have talked to, that I bring ideas to. It's never cool then, but then later they find it for themselves in their own way. That is,
I will say, I'm not somebody who always appreciates like, hey, you should do this. You know what I mean? Like the whole you should thing is like, sometimes it gets old. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, I want to be original. I want to do my own thing. I want to find it on my own time. But then you do find it. And it's like, who would relate to this? It's like, you would relate to this. Dude, check this shit out. And you're like, dude, I was trying to show you that fucking 7 years ago. It's like, yeah, I know, but sometimes you need to find things
peep
for
it
yourself.
again.
Yeah, you know, like reappreciate it with me now that, you know, we're on the same level or whatever. I don't know. I get that.
The same vibration there for that. Which I'm glad at least you get to it at some point.
For sure. That's the goal.
But just know that the reason why I bring you things that excite me is because I want you to be excited with me at that same moment. And if you were to receive it then and there and just understand that I'm coming to you with love with this shit, like,
yes, absolutely.
You should take it right there, motherfucker.
Well, then circling back, so then covers to original music. You know what I mean? Like I said, you heard us play covers. You heard us play original music. Sometimes the band feels like we play our originals better than we cover songs, you know, because it's hard to feel those same emotions that the people felt when they were writing the music. And when you can't do it the same way that they do it, like, you should just be original, you know? But I don't know. For me, like, I do enjoy covering songs, and I like it because when I hear it, because the first listener is you. You know what I mean? If you're not playing for yourself, then like, why are you playing for other people? You know, so play for yourself first, you know, for the first listener, which is you. And then once you like what you're hearing, you know what I mean? Which I usually do when we're covering songs and I start to hear the song come to life. I'm like, oh, it's exciting. It makes me want to play it more. It makes me want to learn it better. It makes me want to get stronger with it so that I could just bust it out whenever we need to. You know what I mean? And honestly, with a lot of the new cover songs that we're playing now, I was excited to bring them to you personally on an acoustic and be like, you know, sure, we write a lot of songs, but like, look at these cover songs I know now.
Yeah,
like,
it's
look
fun
at
to
this
jam the songs.
It's
now that we
fun,
can
you
sing
know?
and play, that was the whole reason why I started doing, like, trying to learn the fucking songs. So I was like, these guys will like these songs, and we'll be able to sing them and play them. And we just weren't on the same fucking wavelength at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is important that when you're doing, and I'm totally sorry about going off on that big ass tangent and getting away from what we were actually talking about. It's okay to do covers. Just make sure you do them well. Or make them uniquely yours. I heard the version of "I Shot the Sheriff" by The Big Push.
Oh,
right?
yes.
When they're in the middle of
the
UK
street.
somewhere,
Yeah.
right? Dude, Ren, I've always liked him. He's a great musician. He can sing, he can rap, he can play. He's very talented, right? I'm sure he plays multiple instruments. In fact, I have seen him at least on a bass, but I'm pretty sure he seems like the kind of guy that's gonna play. Anyway, they do a great cover of "I Shot the Sheriff."
First band I ever seen with a didgeridoo. I never seen that before,
bro. I don't think it's a didgeridoo,
isn't it? It's a
no. There's just a bass, there's a drum.
No, he's got like a tube thing. It's like,
oh, maybe you're thinking of a different song.
I'm pretty sure that's that band though.
Okay, it might be. Like
Maybe
I said,
not that song.
He might play other things.
Yeah.
No,
anyway, no, that I know what you're talking about.
It's "I Shot the Sheriff,"
and it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's uniquely theirs.
And he's
got pipes. They got 2 fucking guitars.
He's
ripping
some
on it.
skinny fucking like not even 6 foot tall dude who's just singing like he's.
I think he might be taller, bro, but
maybe
he definitely is putting the goddamn fucking sauce on it.
You wouldn't think he'd have the beans, and he's got the freaking beans.
He's loading this shit up with fucking beans
got the
and bacon,
man.
chorizo. He's got the tortillas in the fucking
he's
back
got the
warming
works,
up.
Man. Yeah, absolutely.
If he was Mexican, I guess he might have something. I don't know what nationality he is.
Anyway,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Anyway.
So either way, he was that cover right there. So then also recently you guys had done the cover of Something Happened Here.
Oh yeah. For What It's Worth.
For What It's Worth.
Buffalo Springfield, yeah.
Exactly. I know that original. And I've heard the Tab Benoit cover of it. So when you guys did it, I was like thinking you guys should modify a little bit to be like
Tab,
to do it like Tab does, you know what I mean?
Which
like
he's fantastic
because he's from the South and he's got that fucking draw to his voice.
He's got that voice. He's
not
got
to
those
say
chops.
That I don't know the singer of Buffalo Bill. I'm sorry, I'm uncultured in that way. But
it's Buffalo Springfield, but
Tab Benoit has that fucking swamp bayou type vibe to it, so it's nice. I mean, when I think of blues, that's what I think of. You know what I mean? I like those fucking
swampy,
Delta blues, like. So I do appreciate when you guys do have the covers and especially when I just find out about them when I'm listening.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh hell yeah!
And I try to keep you in the dark in some of them because I'm like, no, when he comes to see us, he's gonna be like
it.
Oh shit, this is a new experience. You know what I mean? I want to keep it fresh.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I like that a lot, dude. Yep. And like I say, dude, the stuff that I have seen, whether it be live or whether it be from the videos and stuff, which you should keep doing those, bro. Like I appreciate those.
The live streams or what?
I like the live streams. I like being able to see it on YouTube. And now that you guys have a page, it'd be nice to have all like the fucking lives of like the shows that you guys go and do and shit like that. Like as a fan, I'd like to see all that shit.
Heard that. And
also maybe some fucking like guitar reviews just to show everybody that you're not obsessed with the fucking gear that you have. You know what I mean? Like
that's in the making. That's coming.
All right. So good to know that that's in the future.
It is.
But circling back yet again for the tangent. Sorry.
No, you're good. Well, give me an original band that you like a lot. Obviously there's plenty to pick from. But people that identify as themselves and that. So it doesn't have to be local. It can be.
I mean, I said already, like the Chili Peppers were a huge inspiration to me, and
a lot of people to me as well. Yeah,
they write so much original music. Incubus has been a huge one. Three Doors Down have been.
Haven't you seen Red Hot live and Incubus live, or just Incubus?
I think just Incubus twice.
Was it Chucho that saw Red Hot?
Might have been.
Like
sounds like something he'd get the experience to do.
This motherfucker
get to go fucking see Chili Peppers twice.
Yeah, twice.
I can't even. Did you say twice or once?
No, it was one time.
Ah, fuck. Dude.
Anyway,
this fucking Jose Cuervo. Oh, brought to you by.
No, just kidding. We're not
Solo
sponsored.
Cups. Not sponsored, but if anybody's looking to sponsor somebody,
but handy,
my brothers can definitely.
We utilize Solo Cups at a party. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, we utilize quite a bit of stuff.
Chili Peppers.
I do think
Incubus.
that like most of my inspiration does come from the Chili Peppers, from Three Doors Down, from Incubus. So many of their songs, like when I was growing up, the first thing that really set me off to music, Jules, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you right now, the first thing that made me think like, I like that, I want to do that, was hearing Red Hot Chili Peppers cover of Roller Coaster. And it was on the Beavis and Butthead.
You're talking about Roller Coaster of Love. They're the ones who did on the Beavis and Butthead thing?
It might not be, but
Yeah.
I was trying to look for that, and like at the time I had like whatever internet we had, you know what I mean? So like, it wasn't like I could just easily, everything was ripped, you
Plus,
know what I mean?
who knew how to work the internet at that time?
It said Chili Peppers, but it sounded like Kool and the Gang. I don't know, like, but
It's not
but that's what I was like, dude. I want to do that on the guitar.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So then after that, it was said when it said the Red Hot Chili Peppers, every time that it would come on the radio, 96.9, 95.9, whatever the fuck, we would hear everything from, Under the Bridge to like something off of the Blood Sugar Sex Magic album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely think that those original bands like that, alternative rock, alternative psychedelic punk, whatever. I even like indie rock, any type of indie really. I like indie music quite a bit. But stuff like that was what really that I saw that was original, that even though they do covers of other songs, right? Some covers, but they have the original shit is uniquely them. So that's why I think that I like when people, even if you're a good cover band, you should be able to have at least a couple of original songs up your belt to be like, okay, what is your sound? So you sound great sounding like them, but how do you sound by yourself?
Yep.
Just to appreciate it more. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm big on like respect. So like, if I show you mine, you're going to show me yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now you know backwards get back, baby. It only goes one way. No, for sure.
So,
obviously, I mean, you give what you want to receive. Absolutely.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on original to
cover? Well, as far as that, I actually had another question for you, because like when it comes to those bands, when it comes to Incubus, when it comes to Red Hot Chili Peppers, how do you feel when you see other bands covering that music? Like, I've heard of this band.
It sets an expectation for sure.
I've heard of this band called Red's Hot Chili Peppers. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I think there's a pipers too, but they all play bagpipes.
I'm like,
I would like to see that one of those fucking shows.
I get it. You know what I mean? There's people who like to, and I see plenty of people even imitating and dressing like SRV. Yeah. And they're like that Reese gentleman. He's fantastic. They're calling him SRV's son. He dressed like him. He sounds like him. He plays guitars like him. To me, it's like, that's cool. But where's the originality?
Yeah.
Where is the...
It's like the Michael Jackson impersonators.
Where's the personality? The Elvis impersonators? Like, plenty of people did that thing. It's like, it's fine and it makes money and it gets attention. But what happens when that person's fame doesn't work for you anymore? You know what I mean? Because it's not your fame.
All of a sudden they're on Epstein Island or something.
Oh. No, it's the other person's fame that is working for you. You know what I mean? You didn't create that name for yourself. It's cool because you sound like someone else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, while it's fun and while it's entertaining, like, I just don't necessarily enjoy the imitators. I think it's cool to honor a song and honor musicians that inspired you and honor the bands that, you know what I mean?
But don't rip them off.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't make a living off of imitating them and by sounding like them, and you know what I mean? Like, Kenny Wayne Shepherd was backstage with Stevie Ray Vaughan as a kid, and he's not sitting up there being dressing like him and, ooh, I'm Stevie Ray. No, like, I'm his kid, I'm his brother. No, he's Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and he is a powerhouse of a musician. You know what I mean?
Dude, I still remember
Omega level,
the Experience Hendrix tour.
Yeah,
he came out sitting down on the fucking speaker and hit
thank
that
you.
slow.
I forgot you were there for that too. That's like,
that fucking
dude.
That set my fucking soul on fire.
We were just talking about that, and that experience, him sitting on that amplifier was just as powerful as Buddy Guy walking out and playing those 3 notes, and everybody shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? No one made a sound after we heard and saw Buddy Guy walk out.
Zach Wilde out there.
Play fucking everything from one side, play everything
all
the
of
other.
a sudden, these guys come in, they just fucking shut the shit down, and everybody's like, and then you just get to hear them come up over the fucking, then it feels like the fucking light hits right before they start to play, and then they're right there.
wow, like, oh shit, like everyone just shut up, man. Everyone was listening at that point.
Yeah. It wasn't about jamming anymore.
No.
It was about feeling that fucking moment with them.
It was a lesson. It was a lesson
right there, dude. Anyway, shout out to Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Shout out to Kenny Wayne.
Love
Shout
you,
out to
bro.
Buddy Guy. You know,
Zach Wild kick ass too.
Zach Wild was good.
These guys own fucking thing too.
Got a whole career.
It's just a totally different thing, though.
It really is. And me as a musician, I just appreciate that Kenny Wayne, Buddy Guy experience just a little bit more than I appreciate that Zach Wild experience.
So, I guess that maybe that should be a topic right there. Julian, do you think that you would get more or less people to like be inspired by you if you were to like switch styles? So let's say hypothetically, like there's a situation and you decide that you just you want to do something different from what you're doing now.
Okay.
Because I feel personally like you are very on a blues, like the
100%,
just super bluesy, super soulful, super dynamic and stuff. Like, let's say for some reason someday you're just like, meh, let me try something different.
Okay.
What do you think that would be? Like, where would your next target be?
If it wasn't for blues?
If it wasn't like a blues, like what's it called? Like a foundation. If it wasn't a blues foundation, where do you think you would go? And like, do you think that would affect the people that you can have an effect on? Or do you think, I guess just start there.
I'll say this. When it comes to blues music, you know, if it wasn't for you guys in general, I wouldn't, you and Chucho, I wouldn't have much music in my life. You know what I mean? Chucho finding those blues tapes is why I know about a lot of the blues musicians I know about, him teaching me the pentatonic scale and whatnot. But it's like you taking me under your wing and showing me these chords and these old classic rock songs and fucking strong rock songs that I didn't really appreciate at the time. But now when I listen to it and now when I'm playing these songs, I'm like, damn, they resonate and they hit differently. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for all that, for me, if I could play any type of music that I would want to play, it would be salsa. If I could play salsa and be in a salsa band, I don't even really care what my role is. If I'm the drummer, a singer, piano player, whatever it's got to be. If I could be in a salsa band and just be playing that sort of music, to me, that's the music that is most interesting. Mm-hmm. I love listening to the blues. I love listening to Lightning Hopkins and Albert King and Stevie Ray and Son House and J.B. Lenore and Robert Johnson, like all of these blues heads who really created and were pioneers for it. But when I listen to salsa music, the rhythms and the percussions and the horns and just the way that the band works together with having like 20 musicians, how do you get 20 people on the same page? Like I can, barely get myself on the same page, nevertheless be on the same page as 3 other people. It's hard sometimes,
Yeah.
How do you get 20 people just working so dynamically and just in such synchronicity that it flows without worry, it flows without hesitation, and it is just such a strong performance. Mm-hmm. And for me, I mean, Walter Trout was the best concert we ever went to. Walter Trout, when me and Chucho went and saw him, like, we saw Buddy Guy, we saw Kenny Wayne, we saw, Reese Winans and Joe Bonamassa and all of these guys. But Walter Trout he gave a story, and he really just delivered a presence that we hadn't seen before. You know what I mean? But when it comes to salsa music, when it comes to Tito Nieves, and when it comes to, like even bands like Luis Gasca, and Santana, those rhythms and those percussions, like to me, those drums are what fills in the sound that, you can't just have one drummer. It has to be 2 drummers. It has to be a couple congo players. It has to be timbales. It has to be, just a whole symphony of a rhythm section in order for it to be salsa, because if you don't have that, if you're not having those syllables and those sounds on every second of the, you know, of the entire
Groove,
song,
yeah.
it just doesn't equate to the same thing. So for me, if it wasn't for blues music, like I would love to be a part of the salsa industry because I love all those sounds. You know what I mean? Tito Nieves, for one, is one of my favorite singers, one of my favorite bands to listen to. And I think that, I don't know, he's fantastic. You know what I mean? But then bands like Luis Casca and bands like Malo, you know, Santana's older brother, playing, you know, all their whatnot. I don't know. To me, that's just the most interesting music. You know, I love blues and I'll play it to the day that I die. But if I could do salsa and I could be rocking that pretty professionally, I would love to do that. You know, because it's just a hypothetically, of course, yeah, it's a big symphony of just sounds and noise that is working together to be something so much bigger than what they are individually. Like it's just so powerful.
And I think the big thing about it too is that it makes you want to fucking dance. Like you can't listen to salsa music and not
move.
Even if you don't know how to dance, you're just like fucking.
You
even
have
if you start rocking your shoulders,
you have to.
Granted, we were taught to dance and shit, so we'd tear up a fucking rug. But still, if you hear it, you can't not dance.
Exactly,
dude. So honestly, bro, I feel like that's for me when I think about music and like what I want. I want people to be able to just groove with the shit that I make. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like you don't have to sit there and, I mean, even though I try to write lyrics to be storytelling, because aside from Incubus, Chili Peppers, Three Doors Down, aside from all that shit, I mean, all those guys, I was really inspired by atmosphere and rap. You know what I mean? Nas and fucking listening.
Which that was an honor to see him live, dude. Right. That was a crazy experience.
So definitely when I write my songs, I like the way that Slug from Atmosphere writes, because he can just paint a picture in my head, dude. And it's so crazy because like I'm not a creative dude. Okay.
Neither
like I can't paint, I can't draw, I can't like
I can't either, and I try.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I understand that that's also not something that maybe it's not even for me. It's just something that I'm not willing to invest myself into so I can do it better.
Agreed.
I would rather do other things.
Agreed.
Even though I think that if I would to focus on it, I have the attention span and the capabilities to do it.
For sure.
I just haven't put in the work to perfect it yet.
Yep.
Same way you have to put in the work to get to be a professional musician. In the same way you have to be put in the work to get your black belt in martial art. Like the time needs to be there.
For sure.
And I'm not putting in that fucking time because I don't want to. Yeah. I'd rather spend it somewhere else.
Which is fine.
However, with that, wait, fuck, I'm sorry, dude. What was I talking about? I totally went off a tangent. Oh, okay. So my songs that I write, with my songs that I write, I try to be descriptive and I try to be clear, to try to put that picture in somebody's house, in else's mind, so that they don't have to see it for themselves. The story is right there for them.
Yep.
All they have to do is just kind of open up to it.
Yep.
But on top of that, I'd like it if you were grooving the whole time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I like my songs to have like some kind of a vibe that you can kind of bob to at very least.
I will say those songs that you do right, a lot of them to me, like if you hear the chorus the first time, it's like the next time it comes around, like you can sing along to your songs.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy them and you can like, you know, you can't help but just groove along and do exactly what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Into the fucking
as a listener and as somebody who like tries to follow along with what you're doing, it's very easy to fall into the groove and to just be like, oh, okay, I see this. Like I like this, you know, this is nice, this is groovy, like it makes me feel good, you know what I mean? But
and it's basic shit. It just feels good. You know? So same way you don't need the expensive gear.
Yeah. The same way you don't need to write this crazy ass.
Yeah, you don't have to have some crazy fucking licks. Like, do what makes you fucking I mean, if that's what makes you happy, do it.
Yeah.
But bottom line, do what makes you happy. If you're just fucking making music just for you, dude, I've shared so many songs that I know other people appreciate because they've told me that they appreciate. You know what I mean? So it's good to know that like you have an up and coming salsa record coming.
Yeah, it's in the works.
I can't wait to hear that. But I also do like what I hear from Boogie Train, you know, right now, and I've been liking it for a while. And I'm really excited to see where you guys go with all of that and like to hear you guys on other platforms. You know what I mean? I'd definitely love to find you on Spotify because people always ask me about you guys. I'm like, I can show you a fuckload of recordings, where they were tearing it up.
Let's
But
just get them to our YouTube.
I don't have them on Spotify yet.
Our YouTube is an ongoing thing, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like and subscribe to the YouTube. What's the handle? Do you know it offhand?
It is Boogie Train with a capital B 2024.
Okay.
Please do like and
Hearing this
subscribe.
now. Like and subscribe to the page. Support my brother's band. You know, they're going to get...
we'll drop a link down right here.
We'll drop a link down below.
Right there. Thank you so much.
Dude,
hey,
now you got to purposely put it like fucking 7 seconds after that. It never came up. Oh, it did eventually.
If you made it this far through the entire recording, we appreciate you listening. And what do you say we lead us out here with a little groove?
Dude, honestly, bro, like anytime you bring somebody on here, you should be exiting with some kind of a groove.
Let's be the pioneer for it right now. We should have done it the first time. It was our first time. Here we go. Second time, trial 2.
Oh, by the way, welcome to Live at Tone's Basement, bro. We got we'll take a picture to show you guys, but this is a little jam dojo, I call it, down here in my basement set up. We got the drums, we got the PA, we got the microphones, we got all the amps.
Yep.
I don't have a
secret layer.
Yeah.
Secret agent man. Sorry, no copyrights to that. That's not our song.
No, not our song.
Anyway. Yeah, it's definitely cool. Let's
vibe.
Let's groove it out. Let's send these listeners out with a fucking jam.
All right, bro, bet.
All right. If you guys like what you heard, we got Tone from the Bad Tones on Boogie Chat here. It's been an honor. Like and subscribe. Do what you do best. Thank you so much for supporting the Boogie Chat, Boogie Train podcast. It's been fun, bro.
Thanks for having me, dog. I appreciate you considering me for a cast here with you.
Plenty more to come. Plenty more to come. So
let me know when Joe Rogan comes in the cast too, so I can be here for that.
That call is probably coming in any week now. So I'll let you know.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Shout out Joe Rogan. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Peace out.
Peace.
Safe travels. Keep it real.